My name is Oshifes Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon, Colum, Africa.
Good day! Please, like I've always clamored, please. I know you love what you're doing. Subscribe to my channel. Love it. I beg, like be on my channel. You get the best news. I love you guys. Like, comment, share. Some of you come to my inbox, my DM to comment. Yeah, it's good, but sometimes also comment on this social media. It helps my growth. Like, share. Share, please. It's very important you share. I love you guys. How did the Mercedes get it wrong? How and why? Now, before I start this video, let me quickly tell you, Philip Janus is still out there. He's a wonderful boy. Go and check his profile. Look at what he's doing. He's a future champ. And I know his skill sets will leverage in future of a lot of Nigerian youths out there. Those that are coming behind him. And I know he'll be an inspiration to them. So let us all go out there, look at his page, look at what he's doing and see what we can do for him. That boy is he's a future champ. He's a great boy. Please, let's support him. Now, to the video. Why and how did Mercedes AMG F1 team got it wrong? How did they get it wrong in Brazil, in Interlagos? Two things played a key factor role in the free practice on Friday for them. Number one, they are still having the nostalgia of the US Grand Prix FP1 in which affected their race. Now, if F1 are still thinking of making the rules or changing the rules. I shouted a lot on my page about it and I said, if you have brought in a new game, you need to change the rule or bend the rule so that it will suit it. Now they are thinking of 2024 changing the rule. The after effect of the US Grand Prix still in the Mercedes brain, playing all around. I told you they won't sleep. They can't sleep after Interlagos. They can never sleep. That effect is still there in their head. So they keep thinking, this FP1, we need to raise this car high as possible, at least so that we won't have issues with FIA again, because they are like EFCC for them. They check them almost every race. The Mercedes and Ferrari. Also, and I know Ferrari had that same problem, but it was not so pronounced. I'll still talk about Ferrari in this video. Now, they have that same problem, but it's not that pronounced. Now, look at the Mercedes in US and look at the Mercedes in Mexico. You know that Mercedes seems very, very fast in Mexico and very, very fast in US. Now, in Mexico and in US, they were ahead of the McLaren team without upgrades. Team McLaren are not bringing any upgrades again. Now, Mercedes were way ahead of them, of the McLaren, in both races. Lewis Hamilton was on point, he was on his A game. Now, increasing the ride height makes the car a little bit slower, right? Coupled with they having issues with the setup in which they didn't get, because from what I saw that day and what the trackside engineer said, they were looking at the information they got on Friday that changed on Saturday. Now, they got an information that they have a good pace, a good long run, and the car looks beautiful in the sunny Friday afternoon. So in the long run, the car is competitive. I said that in my video then, and on one pace it looks malleable, great, because they were looking at second row so that they can pick up from there. Now, getting to qualifying, they saw that the car is as good as third, fourth row. They knew there was a problem. When the sprint race came, they knew they have more problems because they had degradation at the rear. Now, they are not far from the Ferrari, but the difference is Ferrari were able to maximize their tires and also their speed. Ferrari could have gotten maximum points in that race with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz if Charles Leclerc had not got the fluid loss and damage on the formation lap. Now, let me say something about that Charles Leclerc fluid loss. In Mexico, Carlos Sainz had the same thing. He had that issue, but because it was 3 practices, they were able to fix it. Now, they should have known that this is a issue that might sabotage them or affect their races, and they didn't deal with it. I think it's a very poor management from Ferrari, because they were able to fix Carlos Sainz. I think they should have taken a penalty, 2, 3, 4, 5 grid place penalty to fix that issue on Carlos Sainz and get maximum point, but they didn't. Now, the setup issue they had really played another vital role. Like I said, they were thinking they had pace, but by the time they got to the qualifying and to the sprint, they knew there was a problem. The cars were in park for me. They cannot change setup. They cannot change anything. Now, everybody would say, hey, why can't they change setup and come out behind and start their race from there? Interlagos is a different place. What if they've changed their setup, they've not put it in a run, and they still got it wrong? It's a 50-50 situation. They might still get it wrong and come out behind the grid and get frustrated, lose more tires, and at the end of the day, still end up without points. It's a big gamble. Why not just race with the car? Now, the issue with George Russell, I think they've not used up their allocation for engine and for power unit and controls. So I think they can still get a new power unit and they can take grid place penalty going to Las Vegas and get a good engine for Abu Dhabi and Las Vegas. I think for both Lewis and Russell, I think they need that. Now, looking at Red Bull, they've not been put under real pressure. There's been no pressure for Red Bull this season. 2 races they had pressure was in Austin and in Mexico, and those were races in which Lewis was able to push and close down on Verstappen. Other races, Lando Norris will just leave. Anytime Lando Norris is closer or behind Max Verstappen, he's always like, it's not my race, I beg, let him go. I don't understand. I think McLaren had a good pace in Interlagos and they could have raced this guy, but they were looking at tire management. And also, Lando Norris was alone in front while his teammate Piastri was right down behind him where he had no point. But naturally, even with all the closeness Lando Norris would have had, he would not dare race Max Verstappen because he has always believed his car cannot race him and it's not his race. And I think that also is hampering Lando Norris and McLaren. And I think if they can change that mentality and put this guy under pressure, when you know he's going to go ahead of you, it's going to be a lonely race for him. Put him under pressure in the beginning of the race. He might falter because whenever this guy is under pressure, Max Verstappen, he always makes mistakes. That is why for the past 2 seasons, he always loved himself racing at top. He doesn't want to have the challenge, the pressure. Put him under pressure and let's see what happens to him. For Mercedes, they need to do a very good job coming out in Las Vegas and in Abu Dhabi. Now, they're having 2 final night races. Las Vegas will be a night race because of the nature of the street and also because of the traffic situation. And also, it will pose a little bit challenge to the drivers because it will be cooler at night. Now, warming up tires will be difficult. And I heard Pirelli will be coming with their softest range of tires, which means they will have a new soft tire that will be softer than the one they used in Interlagos, right in Las Vegas, because it's much more colder atmosphere there and the wind will be picking up faster than Interlagos and the humidity will be high, which makes sense for the drivers, unlike what they had in Qatar. Also, I think going to Abu Dhabi, it will be an eventful race because if anything coming to Abu Dhabi does not hold bar and they look at they have nothing to lose, it should be an interesting race. But Las Vegas, Mercedes, Ferrari, I think the two teams need to use those last 2 races to look at how they've performed this year and come out stronger because none of those teams, Mercedes could have ended the year stronger, but with the performance they had in US and in Mexico, but they getting penalty in US and also having a shambolic race in Interlagos will determine or we adjudge them with the last 2 races in which it has shown that they might be right very behind in their race and McLaren is far ahead of them. Now, like I said, they're second in the not just in championship table, but they're right behind Red Bull. They are closer to the Red Bull than they think. The McLaren that was more closer are a little bit behind the Mercedes now. The Mercedes are faster than the McLaren now with their last upgrade. But let's see how they can perform if they can come up with high spirit in Las Vegas and also in Abu Dhabi. But this Interlagos race they had been a pain in the ass for them, and I think they should be able to come out of it. But those are the 2 main reasons why Mercedes were shambolic in Interlagos, and I think F1 should not wait till they have disasters before they start managing disasters. It is high on them with what we've seen in Qatar and also in US, the way they've handled themselves, and I think it is irresponsible and it is disgraceful for me if it is difficult for them to quickly analyze what they should do and know how to handle the situation. And there are penalties in which we think Max Verstappen should have gotten. Interlagos, I might make another video for that, but if it were other drivers, they might have given it to them. And I think, well, it is good. I'm going into next year, hopefully knowing that it will be like a 6-7 horse race in 2024. Now, which team will come on top? I don't know, but it has been a great season for Red Bull, for Max Verstappen. And though the Mercedes team are saying to be difficult to catch up with Red Bull, but with the pace they have now, with what we've seen, yes, Red Bull would develop more, but I think they are catching up more because understanding the McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari, understanding their design, their car, helping with more investment and understand Martin, understanding more of their car. I think it will be a good race in 2024. So watch out for my next video. I love you guys. Thank you. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the high island and they're moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland. Fiber, I think, they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them. They get sorted out. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your short plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.